So we're going to look at question 4. It says you're going to prepare a report from the database. Your report will include only cars sold to business customers. You will need to calculate the profit for each car sold and show only the make, purchase price, sale price, date sold, company names, and profit sorted into ascending order of date sold. Display your name, center number, and candidate number in the header, and add the title cars sold to business customers. Calculate the total profit and display it at the end of the report. Format all currency values in pounds to 2 decimal places, and then we're going to save the report and then export it in the form of a PDF. So whenever we're going to make a report, we always have to make a query. So when you go to Access to create a query, you've got to go to Create at the top, Query Design. A window might appear with the tables that you have imported. So for example, we have JX Cars and JX Cust. Just going to double click on each of these and you'll see it will put it into the query view. And then maybe just resize everything so that you can see all the fields clearly. And then we're just going to add in all of the fields that are mentioned in this question. So show only the make, purchase price. So make, purchase price. And you'll see once you double click on make, double click on purchase price, it adds them below. So sale price, date sold, and then company names and profit. So company name, which will be company, and you'll notice that there is no profit field. So we're going to have to make a new field called profit here. So if you just hit run, you should see information will be popping up with make, purchase price, sale price, date sold of the cars that they are talking about. So at the moment there are 47 cars. So now to make a new field, what we're going to do is go back to View and go to Design View. So to create a new field, you have to go to the field row and you're going to go to an empty field box. It's going to resize this. So to create a new field, you always start out by typing out the name of the field. So we're going to call this profit. And then a colon. And then what we want to do is calculate what the profit is for each of these cars. So if you have the sale price and the purchase price, the profit is going to be the sale price. So whenever you are typing in a field, you have to put square brackets around the field. And you have to type in the field exactly as you see it in your database. So profit is sale price minus, open bracket, purchase price, close square bracket. So the best thing to do is just type out your formula first without hitting enter along the way. And once you have typed it in completely, you're going to hit enter. And if we now go to run, you'll see that profit is appearing in our query now. And this profit, you can see it's taking the sale price and it's minusing the purchase price for each of these cars, and therefore calculating the profit of each of the cars. Just going to go back to Design View. So it says that your report will only include cars sold to business customers. So according to this database, if we add in customer ID, so this would be in one of the previous questions for this database. If we run this query, you're going to see that each customer ID either starts with a P or it starts with a B. So P stands for personal and B stands for business. So all of the customers that have an ID that starts with a B are business customers. So what we want to do here is extract only the data that has customer IDs that start with a B. So when you're searching for specific fields in your query, you have to be in Design View, and you're always going to use this criteria row in order to find specific records. So we're going to go to Customer ID, so just below the tick in the criteria row for Customer ID. If you're looking for any of those customers that have a customer ID that starts with a B, that's going to be B asterisk. So the asterisk just means that any text can follow, but the very first character of customer ID has to be B. So when you hit enter, you'll see it will put like and some quotations probably, but you don't have to worry about that. So if we hit run to test if it's going to work, you can see that all of these customer IDs start with a B. So that is correct. So when you are working in a query, the only two things you're really worried about in working with queries is to search for specific records, which we have done now, searching for only those business customers, and creating new fields, which we have done. We've created profit. So pretty much everything else is going to be either in the report wizard or to be done after the report wizard. So we're done with our query. So I'm just going to right click on the query tab here and hit save. And I'm just going to give it the name, maybe step 4. Hit OK. So I'm just saving it according to the question number. So now to create a report, you're going to create at the top, and you're going to go to Report Wizard. And just make sure that the correct query is selected, so you can always choose between tables and queries here. So it's a step 4 query, as we saved it. And then we just got to make sure we only take across the fields that they mention in the question. So make, purchase price, sale price, date sold. So make, purchase price, sale price, date sold. Then they said it was also company names and profit. So company name and profit. And you'll notice in the question it doesn't say we have to show the customer ID. So we can leave that out. And just go next. So if there's any grouping in your question, this might be relevant, but in this question here, there's no mention of grouping our information according to specific fields like makes of the cars or anything like that. So in this view, we just make sure that you choose the one that doesn't have a grouping or a rectangle around this field at the top here. So JX cars, you can see it's gone, so there's no grouping here. Go next. If there was grouping, we can take across the field we want to group by. So for example, if you wanted to group by make, you can take make across, but there's no grouping, so we won't do anything like that. So go next. Ascending order of specific fields. In the question here, it says sorted into ascending order of date sold. So make sure it says ascending. And we're going to choose date sold. We go next. Orientation. If there's any mention of orientation of this being portrait or landscape, but you can see there is no mention. So I'm going to leave it on portrait. Go next. And then what is the title of the report? The title of the report is Cars Sold to Business Customers. So cars sold to business customers. And then we're just going to finish. So it'll bring up what your report will roughly look like. But you can see there are some hashtags here. So some information is not being fully displayed. You can see that some of these fields are being cut off and are too close together. So you can click on Close Print Preview. And if you go to View, Layout View, we can here change the layout of the report. So you can see the date sold fields taking up too much space here. So you can click on the heading of this column, date sold, hold down Shift, click on the data below it, and then just drag in the column so that the heading and the data below the heading will stay in line. So make, those columns taking up too much space, so click on the heading here, hold down Shift, click on the data below. So we can make this one a bit smaller, and then with the arrows on the keyboard we can actually move this information across. So you can see it's moving across here, just until as much as you need. The next column, here we have to lengthen this column so that the heading is fully visible. I'm going to move this up as well. Sale price needs to be fully displayed. Move this up as well. Company needs to move up a little bit. taking up too much space. And profit we need to resize. And you can see everything now on this page is fully visible. If anything's cut off, they might take some marks off, so just be careful of that. So it says calculate the total profit and display it at the end of the report. So if you want to add all these profit values up and display it at the end of the report, all we have to do here is click on the data below profit once. So all these profit values. Going to right click, and under total profit you're going to choose the function that you want to apply to this profit column. We want to add the profit values together, so we're going to click on sum. And at the bottom you can see there is a total here. Format all the currency values in pounds to 2 decimal places. So all the currency values, so you have purchase price, sale price and profit. So if we right click on purchase price, for example, and go to the bottom, you're going to see there's a properties option. And over here under format, we can change the format of these values to be currency. And you can see they have changed. The decimal places, usually with currency it does go to 2 decimal places. So just in case under auto we can still make it or change it to 2 if necessary, but usually the PC should do that for us automatically. So sale price, we're going to do the same thing. Not blank format, but we're going to make it currency. And profit, we need to make currency. So like I said, you can change the decimal places to 2 here if you want to be 100% safe, but usually it will do that for you. And at the very bottom, the total profit, we also have to make currency. And lastly, display your name, center number, account number in the header of your report. So to put our information into the header of our report, we're going to go to Home, View, Design View. So usually if you have multiple pages, it'll be safer to put your name in the page header. But because this information is only on one page, we're going to just put it in the report header. So the text box to use for your information is this capital A, small a. Click on this once. I'm going to drag it over here. And then you put your name, center number, and your candidate number. And you can move this box around. Now if you go View, Layout View, our information will be in the header of this report. And finally it's going to be to save this report. So you can right click on this tab, cars sold to business customers. So each tab, this tab represents the report that we're working on. Going to right click on it, click Save. And then we're going to export this report as a PDF. So once you've saved it, you're then going to go on the left side of your database. You can see under Reports, we have the report over here. I'm going to right click on this, Export, and we're going to choose PDF. And then we'll just save it with the name that they've given us. Save this document as Q4, and it's followed by your center number, then your candidate number, and then it'll always give you some example. So we're going to have Q4 underscore. So it's going to be Q4 underscore our center number, which we'll just make up here, and our candidate number, which we'll just make up as well. And then just take note where you are exporting it to. Just save everything you can in the same folder, because pretty much everything that you save in one folder is going to be uploaded and sent for marking. So here you click Publish, and it might open up the PDF for you and you can have a look at it, and then you can close it. And that's it.